Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of The Medium running on PlayStation 5. Back outside. We're in that basement for a long time.
This is it. The place from my dream. I've walked this path 1,000 times in my mind. I know every inch of it. But this time, something is different.
Well, she's a full-grown adult.
I'm getting close. I can feel it. I can feel it so clearly now.
Once more, I step outside, I shut the door, I go into that shining star. One more scar, out of place and time, searching for ties that may yet bind, and so I step beyond the night to find my light.
Uh-oh, we're gonna have a medium battle.
You finally made it.
Lillian,
Been waiting for you, little sister.
Lily, I didn't know. I couldn't remember. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It was better that way. At least you had a life. For a while.
Lillian.
That day when the fire broke out at our house, I made a deal. The part of my soul that was tormented was set loose.
You mean the monster?
The maw.
But why?
To save you. It helped us escape the flames, but in return, I had to set it free. Free to devour, to destroy, to kill.
The Neva massacre.
Yes. All those people died so that we could live. Because I lived, so did my demons. Father knew my powers were too dangerous. He left you at the hospital so you could have a normal life.
And what about you? Did he try to...
No. Maybe he should have. But he couldn't bring himself to do it. Instead, he locked me away. But he only delayed the inevitable. Monster. It got out. And now you're here. You're the only one who can fix this.
Wow, why can't you do anything?
You. We both share our father's gifts, but also his fate. And the dream.
The dream? But... all I see is a girl. You. Shot dead. Here, on this pier. Hasn't it already happened?
No. The dream. It's what I want to happen.
What?
It all ends in me.
But... no! No!
Can't send a spirit away while the host is still alive. That's why you couldn't destroy the monster. That's why Sadness didn't want to go.
But... you're my sister.
That's why it has to be you. I'm not strong enough. It won't let me. Only you can end this. Only you can fix what our father could not.
Lillian, I can't. Please, don't
I'm
make me do
sorry.
this.
It's the only way to destroy it. To prevent further bloodshed.
Lily? Oh!
Marianne? What's going on?
Skin suit. Now too small. Constricting. Outgrown her. Don't need her. No suit. Light. Almost gone. Not dark yet. But it's getting there.
There is another way.
Marianne. No!
What is she doing? It changes nothing.
It's like you said. I'm your only chance. Aren't I? You need me. A medium strong enough to sustain you. The others? They only lasted for so long before you broke them down.
Marianne, please. I don't want
Maybe
this.
it's not your choice. Maybe this is my story after all.
No!
Don't do this!
Please, sister. Set me free.
No! Stay back! Stay back!
It all has to be. It has to be. It has to be you.
He'll never stop.
Only you
It all starts with a dead girl.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize I had that. I just had like a tiny bit left. Huh, interesting.
Voices deep inside me. Keep calling.
Well, again, I think I'm going to be kind of unpopular amongst the YouTube crowd and say I actually really like this game. I know that's not the opinion of a lot of people who are very passionate about their survival horror games and horror games in general. But I came in this not expecting anything. I wasn't expecting it to be like any other games. I'd seen very limited media on it. We played a little bit of it when it debuted on the Series X. But one thing or another happened, and we couldn't quite finish that game. Which is okay because it does overall run a little bit better on the PlayStation 5, and that's really just because of time and the team had a chance to rework their engine a little bit. I'm sure if they had the same knowledge that they did now, that the Xbox version would also run a little bit differently, and there would be different choices there as well. I like the characters, I like the story, the dialogue's really good, the voice acting is excellent, the music, of course, is really, really well done. Incredibly appropriate at all times. Yeah, and it's a creepy game, and it's not a boo horror game, boo scary horror game. There was only one jump scare in the entire game, and I'm not really sure why it was in there. I think, if anything, it maybe just kind of put you on edge for the rest of the game, wondering when the next jump scare would happen. This ends in the way that I would think a lot of stories out of Eastern Europe end, in that things are a little ambiguous and they're not necessarily happy endings, or not everything is necessarily tied up. I know a lot of people aren't used to that. They want to see, anybody who consumes a lot of North American media, particularly out of Hollywood, they're used to something that's much more cut and dry, and where every little thing is explained to you. But in this case, that's not true here. I would suggest this to folks if you have an open mind and you come into this not expecting a horror game. Just expect something that's a little bit like a creepy supernatural story. Again, I think this is more like a television horror, like a weekly thriller. Like something you'd see from the show called Medium, or the old like Friday the 13th TV series, or Nightmare on Elm Street TV series, Twilight Zone, Outer Limits. This is closer to what that is than maybe what people were expecting, which was a boo horror game. And I think this is probably closer to what I think a lot of people will find more appealing than Bloober Team's other games. Particularly Layers of Fear, that series. Although that series is popular, so I don't know. I don't necessarily think the chase sequences with the Maw were that successful, and I felt the same way about a lot of other games. Like sometimes these horror games or thriller games, like they seem to kind of get the danger wrong. And I know it's a very, very hard thing to get right, to put the correct amount of danger in gameplay, so that there is a constant threat of death and failure, but at the same time making that fun. I think that's just fun. I think it's hard to do even outside of the horror genre. You know, we've seen a lot of failures here and there for that, but yeah, this is something I would play again. You know, I would want to experience it again and maybe try to find all the little collectibles. And I can see myself coming back to this and enjoying it just like I enjoyed it this time. But I am also somebody who likes to have a story experience. If you're not that kind of person, you just want some hide and seek kind of gameplay. If that's the thing that you think is satisfying for horror, then this game is not going to be satisfying for you. But if you just want like an interesting, slightly disturbing story, then you know I think you're going to walk away with a pleasant experience, just like me. You know, so. Yeah, I would suggest it. Again, you know, if you want a different kind of horror story, this is not that. This is more of a like a disturbing thriller. You know, something that you would see on TV, except this is in game form, which is fine with me. You know, I like that quite a bit. And yeah, I'll probably play this again on the Xbox, just to go over the differences one more time and maybe finish that gameplay out. Oh, we're gonna get a bonus scene? I don't know. Even if we didn't, I'm just fine with that being the ending. Oh, you're still around, Thomas. Yeah, and I hope they might consider making a sequel and carrying on the story. I'd be interested in it, and I think a lot of people would be. So, yeah, there you go. So I would suggest people play this game. That's my review. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.